Hey everyone. I hope everyone had a fantastic um, Merry Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa. And I hope everybody has a wonderful, amazing New Year and entire year. So, this is the animal experience. This is my little take on bringing you the wisdom that I've learned from the animals and bringing their voices to you. And what this is episode 19, and it answers a lot of questions that people are constantly asking me. How do I know this person or this communicator or this psychic is good for me? How do I know? How do I know? So episode 19, which this is about finding how to choosing the right animal communicator for you, how to do it. And it's got some, just moving my water over. It's got some really good tips in it, and I hope that it helps you. Plus, it's also got some things that I want you to know. So, hey, Sandra, hi, nice to see you. So, episode 19, how do you go about choosing an animal communicator? You need one, you need to hire one, or you want to hire one. Last week's episode was about unwanted behaviors, the whys behind unwanted behaviors. Okay, now there are some unwanted behaviors that are being, shown to you. Now, what do I do about it? Oh, I need an animal communicator. How do I hire one? Hey, Sharon. So here we go. So when going down what I call the metaphysical road, how do you know how to choose the right intuitive for you? Now, this can be used for whether you're trying to choose a psychic, or whether you're trying to choose a healer, or whether you're trying to choose an animal communicator, or both. So this is, it doesn't matter. This can always be used all the time for all these kinds of things. Actually, it could be used for a lot of things, but, right now we're going down the metaphysical road. So we're tooling down the metaphysical road. And when choosing an intuitive, a seer, a psychic, or an animal communicator, the most important thing that I can tell you is that they have to feel right to you. I don't care what anybody else says. I don't care if somebody says, oh, this person is amazing. If you don't jive with them, it's not good. You can't force something like this. Because what's happening here is that when an animal communicator communicates with your animal, they use you as kind of like a funnel to get to them, because your love for them is so incredibly strong. So if your pipe is blocked, so to speak, because you're not feeling this animal communicator, they don't feel right to you, it's not good. Okay? So if you're not resonating with whomever is giving you the message, then you won't hear the message. Makes sense? So that's really important. Kind of think of it like a pipe. I've used this analogy before, I think, when I was talking about how to hear your own animals. You got to keep that pipe clear. And if you keep that pipe clear, then stuff can flow back and forth like water. So like I said before, it doesn't matter if somebody is well known. It doesn't matter if somebody comes highly recommended. They have to absolutely, if you don't like them, they have to absolutely feel right to you, because if you don't like them, you're probably going to have a really lousy reading. It's true. So every intuitive is different. I've talked about this. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining. I talked about this in the very first episode of the animal experience. No two intuitives will give you the same message exactly in that same way. That's exactly right. Why? Well, because each of us have our own experiences. We have our own personalities, we have our own ideas, we have our own life experiences, which influences how we connect and how we receive. So again, you have to find somebody that resonates with you, that you like the way that they give their message. The way that we communicate with them, with your animals, can greatly differ from person to person and animal to animal. That's what I pretty much discussed in the first episode. So sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. I just want to make sure I get everything. The way that now some of us receive, the way that we receive is some of us receive images, some of us receive feelings, some thoughts, some words, sounds, smells, even empathic sensations. Now, some of us hear names, and some intuitives receive all of the above. So, it's important you enjoy the way that this person is reading and the way that this message or your animal's communications are being presented to you. If you don't like the messenger, you're not going to like the message. You probably won't like the message. So this is why it's very, very important that whoever you get as an animal communicator, you can use this for all intuitives, but let's just cut to the chase and let's just keep the animal communicator active. So you can use this for choosing any animal communicator, but you have to find one that resonates with you. So you find the right one for you, or you think you have. So what should you look for in that animal communicator? Well, there's a lot of things. This is a relationship, where trust is paramount. You have to trust me. If you don't trust me, it's not, again, it's going to block up the pipe. So learn as much about the intuitive as you can. Get to know them. Find out if any of your friends or family have had a session with them before and if they had a good experience. If they record it somehow, either, through written or through audio, maybe listening to them and listen to how they read. Does that resonate with you? Find out, talk to the intuitives themselves, absolutely talk to us. It's important for you to be verbal in this. Don't just sit back and don't just sit back and just think, oh, well, she came recommended, or he came recommended, so I'm just going to go wing it and I'm not going to say anything and keep my mouth shut and all my questions to myself. It's not going to help. Visit the websites. Look, if you go to a website, I spent a lot of money on my website because I wanted people to know who I was and what I can do for them within seconds of being on that website. I don't have a lot of time. People don't have a lot of time to be just moozing through the websites, and they don't have time for that. You should know what that animal communicator is all about in seconds of being on their website. So visit the websites, look at their social media. What are they tweeting about? What are they posting? Do you like what they're posting? Are you getting a sense for them? I try to post and tweet and do my social media surrounding the way that I believe and live my life. I want people to get a sense that I am someone who is, I'm real. I'm what you see is pretty much what you get. Now, of course, some of my personal stuff I keep to myself because, TMI and all that. But, I want people to get a sense for who I am. I like unicorns. I like fairies. I like believing in magic. I would like empowering people. I like uplifting people. I like making people happy and making people smile. I also like giving people a little smackdown when they need it, keeping it real, keeping it real. So, what's their social media? Are they posting? Are they in the problem or are they in the solution? That'll tell you. The social media is great. Hey, everyone. Again, thanks for joining. So look at their social media. Look at their testimonial pages if they have a testimonial page on their website. If they have a testimonial or reviews on their Facebook. I try to get as many reviews as I can. Not because I want to boost my ego. It's not about that. The testimonials and the reviews are important because I can tell you how good I am. I'm good at what I do. I'm really good at what I do. But don't believe what I say. Read what other people are saying in their experiences. How did it affect them? How did I help them? How did I help their animals? That's the power. That's why reviews are so important. So I am very open about that. I have testimonials on my Facebook, on my site. I have reviews on my Facebook page. I encourage people to write about what their experience was. I mean, 5 stars is great. Don't get me wrong. 5 stars is great, but I want to really know, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? So don't be afraid to ask questions. Find out what our background is. I'm very open about my background. I've been doing this professionally for 23 years, unprofessionally since I was a kid. I have, it's been over and over and over and over again. I talk about it a lot when I do radio and TV interviews. So I'm very open about my background and how I got into this. How long have they been reading professionally? How long? 23 years. Yes, this year. So find out how long they've been reading professionally. Do they have certifications? And from who and from where? I got certified and I've done a massive amounts of workshops in the beginning when I first connected with Penelope Smith and other animal communicators on the East Coast. So, find out about that and then find out about who they learn from and find out about them and see if they resonate with you. I understand that this is a lot to do and you're just like, I just want to have a session. I just want to do a reading. But the good readings will stick with you for a while. The bad readings will stick with you forever. We're humans. We usually remember the bad before we remember the good. And I personally will do every single thing I possibly can to get you the best session I can for you and your animal. I will do whatever I can, including if I don't feel like this is working between you and me, I will send you to somebody else because I want you to get the best reading you possibly can with me. And if it's not with me, with somebody else. So I'm very honest about that. What happens during the session? Find out what happens during the session. I also have a page of this on my website. I want you to know how I read. I want you to know what to expect. What are you going to get out of this reading? What is it going to do for you? What is this session going to do for you and your animal? Just saying, smackdown. Yes, smackdown. Sometimes I smack you down. That's true. What is this going to do for you and your animal? Now, what if you don't like or understand what you're hearing and what happens? Ask them that. What if I don't like what's happening here? What if I don't like this reading? What if this reading is not good for me? What if I don't feel like, do you refund? I will refund you your money if you don't like the reading because I don't want you, again, this is my career. I take it extremely seriously. Extremely. This is my name going out. Okay. And word of mouth is probably, I mean, I've never done a survey on it, but I would say probably 90% of my business or more, probably word of mouth. So it's extremely important to me. If you're passing on my information, it's extremely important to me that you like me. So if you don't like your reading, I will refund your money, because I don't want, and then, maybe I'll refer you to somebody who maybe you would like the reading from. If this person's an animal communicator, what type of animals? Ask them what type of animals they've talked to. I've talked to hundreds of animals: dogs, cats, birds, wild animals, from ants to whales, okay, to humpback whales. I've talked to a myriad of wild animals, domesticated animals, insects, tarantulas, cockroaches, seals, whatever. I mean, it's just, the list goes on and on. I'm very familiar with wild and domesticated animals and how to talk to them. So find that out. Ask them if they would be willing to talk to you for a few minutes over the phone. Just, now I'm not saying, get a free reading. I'm saying, can I talk to you over the phone? Can I get a sense for you? Can I listen to your voice? Can I hear your voice? Search for them on YouTube, or see if they do, like a video series, so that you can get a sense again for them. If they're an honest, intuitive, or animal communicator, they will be more than happy to answer your questions. If somebody's hiding something, if somebody's like, or they're not answering them, or they're curt about it, or they're kind of like, they're put out because they're answering these questions, it's not good. I will be open about everything. You want to ask me a question about my life and who I do and what I do? That's fine. Absolutely. Bottom line is, trust your gut, aka your intuition, when you are choosing an animal communicator. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying, and I don't think any of you who watch the animal experience do this, but it is something that does happen, and it's something that I really have to address, because I think it will go a long way for you understanding. So here's the thing. Relationships are a two-way street. And I ask you to please respect what the intuitive or animal communicator is trying to do. What I mean by that is, please don't expect us to read for your animals for free. Now, I do check-ins with all my clients. Check-in is just like, how are they doing? How are they feeling? If I'm sending them healing, how are they doing? Good. Okay. If I had a communication with them and they changed their behavior, how you feeling with that? Is that okay? Yes. Okay, that's a quickie check-in. Sending healing takes energy. Talking to animals takes energy. Connecting to spirits, connecting to spirit guides, connecting to star children, connecting takes energy. If I'm giving out energy, please respect that and give me back energy. And what I mean by that is, monetary is energy. It is. It's an expression of, this is, I'm giving this to you, I'm giving you some of this, and I'm wanting something back in return. Okay? I do a lot of free stuff. I do massive amounts of communications with 5 different rescues in the United States alone. Okay? I do a lot of, if you have a little question, I'll help you out. I'm doing these video series. I do a free reading every week. It's a lot of energy I'm putting out, and I hope you can understand that doing a freebie is, you just don't understand how much energy it takes for me. It can be, and if I'm doing freebies all day long, I'm not getting anything back. Yes, I'm getting appreciation, and I appreciate that. I'm helping animals, and I love that. But it's about, you can't always give, and I hope you can understand that. So please respect what we do and understand that this is my career. This is how I make a living in this world. This is how I pay my bills. This is how I feed my animals. This is how I feed me. Okay? So it's just, yes, I love what I do, but what I do takes a lot of effort. It's kick-ass, and it's worth it. So, also, if you find an intuitive or an animal communicator's prices too high, don't tell them, "Oh, wow, that's really expensive. Woo, that's a lot of money. Woo." It's insulting. What you're basically saying is what I'm doing in this world is not worth the amount of money I'm charging, which I believe I'm worth. So you're basically telling me I'm worthless, just to make you see how this works out. I would never go to your job and find out how much you charge and go up to you and say, "I don't think you're worth that much." I wouldn't do that. It's insulting. It hurts, and it makes me feel like I'm not. I know I'm worthy, and I know it's worth it, and I'll move on. That's fine. But I'm just saying, it's insulting, and it hurts when somebody does that. It does. Okay, so just keep your opinions about that to yourself. Think about it. So moving on. I just needed to clear the air with that, because it is part of this, and it is a part of the fact that we are all in respect of one another. This is a relationship, and it is paramount that you trust one another, whoever you choose. And if I don't trust somebody, I'm not going to do a session with them. I'm just not. So what should you do? What should you know when doing a session? When you do a session, if the animal communicator is saying something that does not ring true for you, tell them. If they're saying something that doesn't make sense to you, tell them. Okay? We may be psychic, but we can't always tell when we're reading. Okay? We're in the flow of the reading. So you need to speak up. You need to let us know, "Hey, wait a minute. I need to get a little clarity on that. What do you mean when you say this? What is he feeling? What does this mean?" Okay? Open your mouth. Speak. So let them know so that we can either explain or we can clarify what we're getting. And we can give you the message correctly the way that you need it given. Misinterpretations can happen, okay? Nothing's perfect. Well, I'm perfect, you're perfect, but you know what I'm saying. Things happen. So remember, we're here to help you communicate with your animals. If you don't feel comfortable talking to your animal communicator or asking us questions, then you aren't doing yourself or your animals any good. If you just sit there and just say, tell me what you get. You got to be kidding. You got to be kidding. I've had people that just told me, I had people that just said, "Well, you tell me what he wants to tell me. Just tell me what you want." It's like, something, I can just splurt out what I'm getting, but it kind of helps if I have a direction to go in. So that's why I ask, if you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, I can just talk for your entire time, and I might not hit what you want me to discuss. So, and if there's an issue with your animal, if there's a health issue, I will scan them. But if there's a specific health issue and I don't get it, then you have to let me know that too. Can you look into this? don't just sit there and just say, well, you tell me. That's not going to be good. That's not going to be good no matter what. So all my sessions, are recorded. Now, I do this for 2 reasons. And you get a copy, of course. I don't keep them for very long. They're yours. But I do this for 2 reasons. Number 1, if you are writing stuff down when you are with a psychic or an animal communicator, then that means that your intention is what you're writing. It's not on me, and you're not listening. You're not hearing it. Now, also, you write stuff down when you're there, and it makes sense to you at the time. But then you take that piece of paper and you leave and you look at it 2 weeks later and you're like, ham hocks and chicken beans, what the heck does that mean? Because it doesn't make sense. At the time that's flowing, it makes sense. But now you're like, I don't know what the heck that means. So that's why I record. And also, I record for me because the flow of everything comes through really, really quickly. And I can't, if I'm writing down, it's a hot mess. I have the worst handwriting, hand to God, in the world. Awful handwriting. Thanks, Mom. Awful handwriting. So if I'm writing stuff down, you're not going to be able to understand it. And also it messes with my flow. I want to just be able to connect to your animal and just, here we go. So that's why I record. So see if they record. How do they record? If not, then you might want to bring like a little video. Ask them if you can bring a little video on your phone. You know, get a recording device on your phone, because it'll help you and it'll help them. So the reading is unfolding. And also the last thing is the readings that I'm giving and the sessions that I'm giving, this is all unfolding over the next few days, next few weeks, next few months. So again, you want to be able to listen back and hear it and say, oh my God, yes, she said this was going to happen. And now it's happening. Boop, boop, boop. So, also, I don't know if a lot of animal communicators do this, but I do. In 2013, I wrote my own code of ethics for psychics and animal communicators. And I have that on my site. So it's under the page for what can you expect in a reading. This is paramount to me. This is what you can expect from me, what my code of ethics is, where I'll go and where I won't go, what I'll do and what I won't do. Okay, I post the animals that I talk to, yes, and now I'm having a fun little time with you guys where I'm seeing which ones you can pick out, you know, which one's the loner, which one's the diva, which one's the, you know, got walls up, and which one's the jokester, and, you know, and that's fun. But I never will divulge what happens in a session. I never will, because it's between you and me and your animal. Now, if you want to, go for it. You have my permission. Post away. But I will not be doing that, because I want you to be able to trust me. That's one of the codes of my ethics that you can read about. So I always tell potential clients, go visit my website, visit me on Facebook, get a sense for who I am, see if I resonate with you. If I resonate with you, groovy. If I don't, groovy. I don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't. I just want you to find somebody that you like, that you can resonate with. So, communication, openness, honesty are the keys to any great relationship. And these are the ways I live my life. And it's also what I bring to my career as a seer, as an animal communicator, and as a healer. So I want people to be able to know that and see that. I don't want to hide anything. I want to be open so you can see who I am and get a sense if I resonate with you within seconds. Trust your gut. Don't listen to your head. Your head's a lying liar that lies a lot. Okay? Listen to your gut. Listen to your intuition. Take the time to get to know your AC, or what I call an animal communicator. Trust your gut. Ask questions both in and out of your session, please. Respect what they do and how they do it by not asking for freebies or thinking, well, I'll just ask this one little question. It's just a little question. It's just a yes or no. It's not going to take much time. You don't know that. There might be more involved. Like I was talking about last week, it's never just that the animal's doing an unwanted behavior. There's always a why behind it. So my connecting to that animal takes energy. It takes a lot of energy. So please respect what we do. And you want to make a relationship with your ACER strong. You don't want to damage it. And we don't want to damage our relationship with you. So that's why I don't talk out of class about what went on in your session. You can do it all you want. I won't. So finally find out what you can expect in a session. Look at their social media, get a feel for them and the sessions. Get a feel for them. And I promise you, your sessions will be amazing. You and your animals, you guys, you deserve nothing less. So that's my little take on how to choose an animal communicator. It's also up on my website. So if you feel like going there, feel free, and reading that or downloading that and sharing that, feel free. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take your comments. If you guys have any comments, any questions, please feel free to ask. Just so that you know, until the end of this month, we have 4 days left. I am running a special. I'm probably not going to do this again. 80 minutes for $80. The reason I'm probably not going to do it again is 80 minutes. I didn't know how much this was going to take out of me. It's been extremely exhausting, but in a good way. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun. It's just, this has been a house on fire. I am completely booked up for this month. You have 3 months to book your session. I think in 3 months you could book a session. All right. So that's why I cut it off at February 28th. Okay. So there you go. Everybody. So I'm going to read your comments. Some of your comments. Hey. Okay. Would you just, okay. So would you just go to a doctor? Okay. Sharon says, I look at it like this. Would you just go to a doctor you haven't researched? Some people do. And then they're sorry for it. Neely, so you do so much for our rescue. We appreciate it more than you can ever express. Thank you so much. We love you. I know. I love you guys. I wouldn't have offered to do it if I didn't want to do it. It's just, I needed to. You guys are awesome, but I just needed to say that. So, Neely, I get that all the time with my photography business. Totally understand with the freebies. It's not respectful. It's not. And, I'm not saying anybody here does it. I'm not, but you might know somebody who's done it. It's disrespectful. It's not, you're saying that person's not worth anything. Just saying. So Sharon says, I'm a chef and I hate that BS. People saying another caterer could do it, go hire them then. Yeah. If you think somebody else can do what I do, which they can't, and they're less expensive, go for it. If the expense is what's keeping you, then you get what you pay for. You could find a psychic that does $2 readings. Absolutely. You're going to get a $2 reading. I guarantee you. Deborah, Deborah said, I had 2 prior readings before you. I felt no closure and peace afterwards. After our session, I had complete peace and my morning was over. I knew he was, oh God, here I go. One episode where I'm not crying. I knew he was okay and he was still here. That's all I needed. You have me. You have me. That you gave me that. I found it odd. Both communications required me to, sorry, I'm going on. Let me start that again. Deborah Holland says, I had 2 prior readings before you. I felt no closure and peace. Afterwards, after our session, I had complete peace and my morning was over. I knew that he was okay and he was still there. That's all I needed. I'm glad I could do that for you. I am truly glad I could do that for you. And if that's what I could do for you, that I did my job. I did my job. Darn Skippy and darn proud for it. Deborah Holland says again, Deborah Holland self says again, I found it odd. Both communicators required me to friend them on Facebook. No recording, no cell phone, landline only. No one else could be in the room with me. And afterwards, I felt everything I was told. I felt everything I was told was from my Facebook posts. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good sign, and that's a good example. That's a really good example, Deborah. Thank you for sharing that. Just because something is metaphysical doesn't necessarily make it good. There are jack-offs out there. There are, okay? There are people who are doing this that, in my opinion, should not be doing this. Sorry. But something, that's why it's important. The person has to resonate with you, And I tell people, if you like what I do, then share about it, talk about it, let people know about it so that they can know, and hopefully I can help more animals. No, it's not about making money. It's about helping the animals, helping you guys, helping people. So share about me, talk about me. Absolutely. I love it. But, I'm not going to get into that kind of stuff that Deborah was talking about. That's hinky. That's what I call hinky woo-woo. I don't like hinky woo-woo. So anybody that's like that and gives that kind of I don't care if you like my Facebook page, like my Facebook page. You want to friend me? Friend me. But you can still send me a message. I have it open for anybody to send me a message. You don't have to necessarily friend me or like my page to send me a message. So I'm open book. So, Sharon says, hope you're okay today. You seem upset. That's why I said, no, I'm not upset. I'm good. It's just, this is important to me. This is my business. This is my job. This is my career. This is what I'm supposed to do in this world. And I take it seriously. And it kind of upsets me when there are people that don't respect what I do, and there are people that are doing this work who shouldn't be doing this work. That it really pisses me off, because they're then putting out bad things, and they're giving what I do a bad name. So, just saying. Joyce Urban. Hi, Joyce. Long time no see. Yes, absolutely. Sharon has a question. As an animal communicator, would you do a session with a fur baby as it transitions? If it's a scheduled event and someone wants to know what their baby is feeling, do you do that? All the time. A lot. A great deal. I do it as the animal is transitioning. Yes, I've done that. And it's very healing. It's very freeing. And I'm also sending them healing and energy as they're transitioning to make that transition as easy as possible while I'm on the phone with them. So yes, I do that. So, if nobody has any more questions, great questions, by the way. And thank you again for expressing what you expressed, Deborah. That was really important. So I'm just going to keep on going on. So I want to thank you all for joining me for the animal experience for this episode. I hope it helped. And please join me for next week's episode, Thursday, 1 p.m., 12 p.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Central, and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for episode 20. 20 episodes already. 20. Can you believe that? I can't believe that. That's crazy. Okay? That's insane to me in a good way. So there's links on this post for the podcasts, for the Facebook page that the Animal Experience now has, for the YouTube. And if you have any questions and anything, give me a call or shoot me a message on Facebook. If you are interested in a session with me, you could go to my website. Again, remember, I'm doing the special until the end of this month, 4 more days, and then it's over. So 80 minutes for $80. I think that's very reasonable. And that's my website, www.coryellekramer.com. Let me see. Joyce Urban says, I have seen Coryelle do amazing things. Thank you, Joyce. Sharon, thank you for a great day and happy and safe New Year's, you too, guys. And I'm wishing you and your animals the very best for 2018 and a wealth of wonderful experiences for the both of you. See you next week.